Greetings, welcome, hello, peace and blessings to everyone. Welcome to the Godmother podcast. I am the Godmother. Let me start off by saying welcome for those of you who are new. Thank you for coming and visiting. Please like, share, and if you have not already, subscribe. To my returning guest, thank you. Much appreciation. So thankful that you was able to come back and enjoy the nourishment. If you have not already, please like, share, and subscribe. So for those of you who are new and not are aware of who I am, the Godmother, this is a place where is it that the objective and aim is to give you nourishment for your mind, body, and soul. There is so much wickedness and chaos within society. Not saying that that's the only thing, but I choose to add to more love, compassion, peace, and blessings to uplift humanity in our community. So, this is the way that I give back. And basically, what I do is that I have different topics that I discuss for a little bit of your time to where it's that it's a message that is meant for someone out there. Not sure exactly who it is meant for, but we know that the message is definitely intended for someone. So I come to bring you all of the wisdom and knowledge that is within me that I know that it is my duty, my responsibility, my honor, my desire to be able to give back in this way. And it comes from the heart. And trust me, I know that there are many, many of those out there doing the same thing. I'm just letting you know this is my part. And so, with this being my part, this is the energy that I have embraced because I know that it is part of my purpose. And it feels good. Anybody that knows me know this is the same way that I am. If you know me in real life or if you're in my neighborhood and you see, this is just part of who I am. I'm good. I'm that godmother. I'm also that auntie. So I'm gonna love on you, but I'm also going to tell you when you not right, when you need to get yourself together. And so there's no need for us to, as they say, sugarcoat or meddle with bullshit. I don't do that. I used to do that, but I'm wiser now. And so because I'm wiser now, it is up to me to set the example. And there's many of us out there. I'm just part of the crew too. So cheers. And you know I got my drink. When it comes to the different type of content that is out here, and when it comes to me, I have been definitely fed by many, many good ones that give that nourishment of that knowledge, that wisdom, that information that can be so beneficial once it's applied. Because, like a wise individual said, knowledge is key, and those keys open doors. So we have to use that knowledge and that information. So for me, it is starting with sharing my wisdom, sharing my experiences, sharing what it is that I know that can be beneficial and helpful to someone else. And so that's what I'm here for. It took me a while, and so I'm so thankful that I was able to actually get the podcast off the ground because it was dear and true to me. And in the area where I stay, the community where I live, I'm looked up to like that. And I appreciate the respect that is given to me from the individuals in this neighborhood. And in regards to my family, they know me by Gma. So I'm thankful. But let me start off by this. Have you gotten your book? You have not gotten my books? What are you waiting on? All you got to do is go to Amazon and purchase your own personal copy or email me a request. I will send you a link. Or we can actually correspond so I can be able to take the order for you personally so that I can send it to you personally. But I have several books out there, okay? So the first one, it is a fiction that is based off of actual events. And so the book is called Lady and the Triumph. And that's Triumph. Lady and the Triumph. And this book is about the journey of a woman who went through so many challenges and obstacles and was able to build her resilience and her perseverance and her determination and her motivation to keep going to where is it that it only strengthened her to become a stronger individual despite what she was being faced with. And many times, many people don't know how to push through when you are being faced with so many things that life is throwing at you. And so this book actually shares the journey thus far of this woman through her journey of being able to go from a young girl to a mature lady. Lady and the Triumph. Check it out. The next one is called Set Your Ship to Sail. Set Your Ship to Sail. It is a self-help book that I created. It is a very short book, and it is basically a guide and an outline for one to be able to start their journey of setting goals and actually pursuing them. Many people don't know how to start. Many people don't know how to evaluate and decide what it is that they need to do in order to make that starting point and begin those steps toward getting what it is that they want. And sometimes, many times, it starts with the simple question, what do you want? So this book, Set Your Ship to Sail, is a guide to help you to begin that process. And in the book, I have used myself as an example to show you that this exercise definitely can be applied, and it can be applied over and over because there's so many goals that we set in our life, especially as we continue to evolve and go through life's journey. So there's always a new goal that we are setting for ourselves. So set your ship to sail. You don't need it. You know somebody that needs it. Get it for them. So then after I published those two books, I went ahead and one of the goals that I had set for myself was to publish a journal. And so what I did is that I published several journals. So a while back, and I actually placed this within my video that I call my 2026 agenda. And so I created an acronym, and it is called GRACE, for Daily Grace. And so the GRACE stands for gratitude, research, alkaline, creativity, and exercise. And so the objective is to be able to include and participate in each one of those areas daily. So this is where I will get my fulfillment at, but at the same time align it with my goals so that I'm just not moving, but yet I'm doing tasks towards my goals. And so the R can also stand for read. And so I went ahead and I created two two journals that are called Daily Grace. And basically, they are just journals, but they're just not blank notebooks. These journals actually have prompted inserts for you to be able to add entries to. So these are not blank pages. These are actually prompted, you know what I'm saying, questions, you know what I mean, entries. That way that you could be able to have a day-to-day guide. Another thing that is good about these journals that I created, they are not, they don't have a date or a year. So you can use these journals whenever. And many of us, I don't want to just signal out just women, but many of us love to journal and track on a daily basis what it is that we're doing, especially if we're working on ourselves. And this is one of the things that I love because when I created the Daily Grace and created an acronym for Grace, it was aimed at me being able to be focused on self improvement. And so these areas the areas that I feel like that would feed me the nourishment that I needed. So I was grateful and thankful. Now, in addition to those two journals, and you can also get those on Amazon, Daily Grace Journal. Okay? Daily Grace Journal. And you can get those on Amazon. And I have not created the ebook. It is just the paperback, but once you fill it up, it's like your modern day diary. Except, like I say, it does not have an empty page in it. It's prompted to where that it gives you something to be able to enter whatever it is based off of your life. So from what you're grateful for to affirmations to how you're feeling, man, enjoy it. Okay. So in addition to those daily grace journals, I decided to create a three-piece value set, which is what I call the Triple Moon Goddess Journal. You have value one, value two, and value three. Now, you are able to get each individual journal on your own, or you are able to get all three together. Now, each three consists of entries that are equivalent to 4 months of the year. So you have the first 4 months of the year, which is January, February, March, and April. And so that is the value one. And so it's enough pages for you to be able to make an entry for every day of those 4 month periods, with even a few extra pages, just in case, you know what I'm saying, we missed a day or so. Then the next value two is where it takes you from May, June, July, and August. 4 parts, 4 parts, 4 months of the year, and enough pages for you to be able to make an entry in each page. And then, of course, the last four of the year: September, October, November, December. And the reason why I broke down this particular journal set into volume three, because the Triple Moon Goddess, which are 3 parts, and it stands for the waxing and waning of the moon as well as the full of the moon. And so, if you are not familiar with it, trust me, do your research and enjoy with the knowledge that and information that you find. For those of you that know, then you know. And so, with the Triple Moon Goddess Journal, the first one, value one, is the maiden. Okay. The second one is the mother. And the third one is the crone. And so this actually, once again, is another, does not have any date or year on this. And so with the entries, they are a little bit different, but yes, they are not blank pages. They are prompted entries for you to be able to record your information inside. Now, in the beginning of the journal, it basically tells you what the essence and the energy of this particular value is based around in regards to either the maiden, the mother, or the crone. And once again, do your research and go ahead and find that great knowledge and information, you know what I'm saying, and enjoy. And so that is available on Amazon as well. That is not on ebook. It is available. No, it is available on ebook, but I feel that it's not. You're not going to be able to entry like you would like. So if I was you, I would actually get the physical book. And so this is something that you can keep and actually pass down to the generations behind you. Which brings me to the last book that I published. It's Your Family Story. It's called Our Family Story. This book is a book to allow you to be able to record your family members' data. We have all of these holidays, particularly Mother's Day today, that we are celebrating, and many of us are gathering together. And this is one of them times where you may see more of the family that you don't get to see a lot. This book allows you to be able to get your family member to place your entry on, and you can get as many of your family members to be able to be put in this book, and this could be an heirloom. Many of us have lost or don't know where we come from because the stories weren't passed down. There wasn't a track. And there's not always something on Ancestry, or there's so many names have been changed to where is it that you can have certain sure names, but guess what? It's so many names in family, we're not able to go by that no more. So this book, it is called Our Family Story, and it is set up just like a journal. It is 130 pages, I believe. And it's 130 pages where it's that it asks you to give the family member name, their address, their date of birth, their parents' name, the children's name. It even asks for a picture, and then even asks for you to give like a handprint or a thumbprint. And once again, this is something that you can keep, or your matriarch or your patriarch can keep, and then it gets passed down. And what happens is that you can always gather more, because I come from an era where we used to have a lot of photo album books. We don't have that. We got a lot of pictures that we store on the phone, but not the photo album. But this family, our is called Our Family Story. It's on Amazon. It gives you a way to be able to keep up and with your family and use it as an heirloom. So check it out. I'm so excited because now I get to bring it to our family reunion and start having my family members, and I'm going to enjoy allowing my G-Ma baby to enter into that family book, because that's the heirloom. And it's interesting because this will spirit prompted me to talk about today, especially because of Mother's Day. Okay, so I seen acronym for mom, M.O.M. As I was doing my research, I was looking for some, inspiring and motivating words that prompted me to what to talk about. And I was so glad what I came up with, because spirit love moving through me when it is the message that I want to get out. And so the acronym was MOM, stands for my only motivation. Mm. I get emotional even thinking about it, because at the end of the day, I know what it means to be a mother. And so it's not easy. And so I found this quote as I was doing my research. I love what I have found. Um, the words that are said just about motherhood, or their mom, or how they feel. You know, I understand that it's some people that didn't get that. Good blessing. My heart is with you and asking the Creator to give you that love. I'm just going to choose to focus on the ones that did. And you even take this content and you take it for heart, and let me give you a big hug. Let me be the mom that gives you the hug and the love that maybe you didn't get. I wish you did, because I know how that feels, and I definitely gave it to my children. And so the quote says, to the world, you are a mother, but to your children, you are the world. And it takes me into the topic that, of course, is obvious what I'm going to talk about today, and it's motherhood, right? Motherhood. And Tupac said, there's no way I can pay you back, but the plan is to show you that I understand. You'll appreciate. I am a mother. I am a grandmother. And I was thinking about the triple moon goddess. And the triple moon goddess basically is the divine feminine journey. Okay? You got the maiden, the mother, and then you got the crone. And so when I think about my life thus far, I've experienced them to where it's that I know that I sit here. Why I call myself the godmother? This is the essence of my crown. I'm supposed, I'm supposed to give back. I didn't get here with all of this for no reason. My testimony, people, I'm telling you, I just be walking outside and people will just walk up to me and tell me they like, so I don't be knowing these people. And I just listen because whatever it is, they need to get it off their chest. And so the godmother is there. But it brought me, as I say, spirit was taking over me when it comes to what I wanted to discuss today. And the essence of the triple moon goddess when it comes to the maiden, the mother, and the crone, the divine feminine journey with the mother, mom. So my mother is still here, and I am so grateful. Getting ready to have some chow down with her. I know many people close to me and family that don't have a mother no more. The essence of what a woman does as a mother is remarkable. So we know there's a connection that has to happen between an individual and they come together and conception happens and boom, you have an embryo in. As the statement goes of the phrase, mothers carry their children in their bodies for 9 months. They carry them in their arms for about 2 to 3 years. They carry them in their hearts forever. So as they're growing inside, okay, the protection that we give to this child inside of us that is taking on everything that we have is building this bond and this nurturing and this connection. And it is building and creating miracles right before our eyes. But it's destiny at work because it was meant to be. I'm here not accidentally, I'm here purposefully. My mother went through the same thing she had me. The circle of life. You know, I was born and my birthday, and I just continually to have those solar returns. But another story, another day. My mother carried me, I carried my children, and now I'm a grandmother because they carried theirs. But it is what it is that a mother does. So that child is in me. And trust me, women have no idea, especially your first pregnancy. You don't know what it really like. That's why some of them that actually take those classes, whether it be Lamaze classes, whether it be prenatal classes, whatever it is, they want to understand it. And at first I didn't understand that, but I get it. I didn't take those classes. I did not. It wasn't like that I was necessarily taught so many things. I'm being honest. It was so many things that just hit me and clicked. I'm so serious. My mother and them, they could tell you. Things just hit me and clicked. So, and I had 4 natural births. Okay? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Natural births. Well, what does that mean? That means no cesarean. Nothing was cut out of me. It was pushed out of me. Okay? So, we're carrying this child. Now, there are scenarios where it's that women birth the child and then it's like it's too much. We're going to give, they're going to put the child up for adoption. I'm not mad at you. That's the decision that you felt like you had to have. But for those that kept the child, kept their children, I kept my children. I wanted my children. Even I was not in the best place financially. I was struggling. But the thing is, this is that as a mother, to carry this child for 9 months and just give it away, that is petrifying. So I wouldn't want to do that. Unfortunately, I was forced to give my child, or I lost my child to the system because of a situation. And trust me, that is a conversation that I do not have a problem having. But to this day, I have such a relationship with my child. The things that I went through to bring my child here, and then the rest of them, none of my children are a year apart. They're all born 11 months apart. And I have 2 girls and 2 boys. Now, with the depth of what it is that I know that our soul's journey goes through and what really is behind all of this flesh, their souls chose me. And I brought them here. And I remember when I showed people the pictures, I'm like, your children? Yes, I said, I have 2 girls and 2 boys. And yes, I'm going to throw it in there, all by one man. I don't judge nobody that has that, but I had them all by one man. So now, the thing is this, is that what brings me to that is because I've seen recently the process of the birthing, the labor and the birthing. When you think about that type of pain that we endure to bring a being here, we are a portal, and we bring a being here that is coming through our flesh. That is a bond that will not be broken. That is an unconditional love. And I understand that those that don't have that, or those that don't understand that. But I love the fact that those that do understand that and know what that is, because when I look around and I see it, it's a beautiful thing when you see a mom being a mom. When I was younger and I had my children, when my mother had me, I did not understand the things that I would take her through to where that as a mother, she endured. I'm not there. I'm not worried about how I'm going to get something to eat. I'm trying to figure out when you finna cook. We ready to eat. But the thing is, this is that, and I know she wants to probably just bring my little neck like this little smart little heifer. But the thing is, this that undeniable love. And mothers bring that. I'm not saying fathers don't bring that. I'm talking about mothers right now. And we're such a divine portal. And I feel the connection to the triple moon goddess because the maiden is the beginning. These are the daughters. These are the babies. These are the virgins. These are the ones that are living freely and have no, cares in the world. Whether they're good or bad, it doesn't matter. They're growing and they're experiencing life. But then, boom, life evolves them, and now they are a mother. The second part. Okay? And with a mother, it's a different mindset that kicks in. Because that love for that child that you have brought here, like I love how the female said, they mine. They mine. They didn't ask to come here. And that's a whole nother video that we're going to get to too. But they're here. So as a mom, remember earlier I said, what? My only motivation. It wasn't until I had my children that made me want to do something. I dropped out of 8th grade. I dropped out of high school. I wasn't trying to be bothered with nobody. But you're going to have to read my book, but I'm going to just let you know I have a college degree now, legitimately. Ain't nobody took no test for me. So just to let you know what I went back and did for myself, and I feel good about it. But my only motivation was to do everything for them that they needed because they did not ask to come in. And I did that. If you know I'm asking, that's it. And I appreciate the fact that they gave me that recognition, that appreciation. My mother has always been there. I'm the baby. And as I sit and I look at some women that's my friends and family that don't have their mother no more, I don't know what that feels like. Because I have mine. Does that scare me? Yeah, it does. I don't know this world without her. To me, she is the world. And I wanted to make and pay recognition to them. Because even though we have the maiden, we have the mother, and then you have the crone, I know that I am at the crone in my journey. But I also know that my mother, she is one of the matriarchs. And there's so much wisdom and knowledge that's being passed down because I understand how that circle of life goes. And so I'm so glad that I was able to get motivated by something. And my children, the best thing that I did was bring forth children. It made me a better person. The pain, and it was painful, of the labor that I went through just bringing them here to just having them look in my eyes and get so comfortable and safe because they know that they could feel that love. I would take my last breath to ensure that they keep breathing. That's what mamas do. And as I sit here now and with the journey of the divine feminine, I know as the crone, as the godmother, it is so part of my duty to be able to give back to the ones coming behind me because right now, my daughters, they in the mother. Then I got granddaughters who are the maiden. And I got to set that example. But I love the fact that I went through everything that I went through to be able to know what not to do and what to do to be able to set that example and be there even as I was growing. And then trust me, I did my share. I done went back and apologized to my mama so much. To where that she's spoiled. She's spoiled. Now sometimes I have to make her do things because she's spoiled. But when I say that it is an honor, and I call out her name and give praise for her every day, because I don't know when that might change. Because I know what she went through. I know what I put her through. But then I knew, and I remember, and I seen, and I witnessed, and she was always there. Why? That's that unconditional love. I 51 years old, and I will call my mama and cry. Do you? With no question. Even my children, and it took them a minute because now they're in that stage, like I say, they parent. And now they have that same motivation that I have. Remember the acronym? My only motivation. I've seen them pray. I've seen them, as they call it, Mama, we looking We look in your book all the time. We always resort back to your book, and I love to hear that because it lets me know that I did something right. And I tend to my mama because I also want to let her know that I'm thankful for how she was there for me. It bothers me, and some people may think that I'm very, very touchy when it comes to my mother. I am. Because you don't want me to handle your mama any kind of way. So we just want you to understand you definitely ain't going to handle my mama any kind of way. And so a lot of times to alleviate all that, I make sure that you don't have to handle her because I take care of her. And that's what I do. But I also do it because why not? Once again, there's no way I can show you I'm appreciative. There's some young ones out here that are struggling. And whatever it is that they're going through, I'm not going to doubt the love that they have for their children because as a mom, it is a huge responsibility. It's a lot. And everybody is not ready for that mental and emotional strength that is needed to be a mother. Because it's one thing to say, yes, I'm pregnant and I'm going to have his child. But it's another thing to say, that's my child. And no matter what, they're going to get what they need. That's that mama bear. That's that queen on the board. That's the mother universe. The unconditional love that comes from the mother, to where is it that the breaks don't come based off of just choice or you know what I mean? It's more or less it's I mean, we're not able to just walk away that easily as a mom, right? And so to be able to say, okay, I just don't want to do this. Those that do, but the majority rules here. Majority where is it that we stick it out and say, guess what? These are ours. We make sure they eat, they're fed, they're clean, they have a roof over their head, they go to school, they go to the doctor. Oh, man, it don't stop. And guess what? Just because they become adults don't mean it stopped neither. No, 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 no. I worry more about my children now than I ever worried about them before. And I really embrace my faith because I know that it's strong and it has and always will work. Because the strength that I have built up, endured, and shown is due to the resilience and the perseverance of my motivation, my children. My best accomplishment is a mom. I had my boy first. All my children are in their 30s. Then I had my second boy. Then I had my first daughter. And then I had my second daughter, which is my baby. And they all sit there. It's so funny because when we're out somewhere and they call me mom, people look at them. Yes, they're my children. Hey, what can I say? I'm utterly thankful. Now they bless me with grandchildren. Oh wow, what? Now of course they think my grandchildren are my children. I'm like, oh bless your heart, bless your heart. Either way it go, I'm a mama. Man, what a privilege. My heart goes out to those that haven't been blessed. And if you're not able to, my heart go out to you too, because I could only imagine if I had been restricted and wasn't able to, man, be the best thing that I've been. To the moms out there, man, I salute you. I get it. I know I understand. By any means necessary. there. Like we don't get up in the morning and be like, okay, we just gonna have to talk to the kids and say, you're not gonna be able to eat today. We'll see about eating tomorrow. What type of shit is that? I made it happen, even if I did not know how it was gonna happen. But I started making that brain work, and I figured it out. And my children tell me all the time, "Man, mom." And trust me, if you know my children, they can tell you some stories. Oh yes, and I'm thankful of the support that I had throughout the time. People that seen in me and say, you know what, she's a winner. Yeah, we gonna ride with this one, and I'm thankful because it wasn't easy. All my children graduated from high school. I was at everybody's graduation. They have not had a graduation that I have not attended. I could pull out right now. I actually sent this in a text. I have everybody's kindergarten certificate. I still have their report cards. They was like, "Mom, you keep a hold." I sure do. Yep, I sure do. And to watch them walk across the stage, because I didn't get those because I was too busy dropping out. But I'm so thankful that they went further on that road. Those are the blessings of being a mom. And you know what? I get it. And I go and I be around my mama all the time just because I want to let her know I'm thankful. I'm so thankful. And you still here? What? I don't know how much longer, but hey, it doesn't matter. I'm not counting her days. I'm counting her as the blessing she is because that is my mama. And she showed me that I was her only motivation. And my children, they were my only motivation. And I'm going to be honest with you, to this point right now, they still are. My motivation at this point is to make sure that I have the foundation for them to stand on. They said, what the question is, or the question was asked to me, what are you doing? My answer, I'm making $1 out of 15 cents. It was like, well, how you do that? I said, I lift as I climb and I build as I dialogue. So then they said, well, who you doing it for? They're the ones coming behind. That's what a mama do. And I am a mom. And to all you mamas out there, man, keep doing it. I love that heart and that energy. And we need more of that matriarch energy out here because it comes with love and emotion. They talk about emotion, but trust me, that emotion is strong. It just got to be controlled. But it's powerful. Love is powerful. And I am grateful that I was picked to be the mother of 4 great souls. Well, you know what? I got to do what I always do. What do? I share my tea. So, for those of you who don't know what share my tea is, so I made an acronym out of T. T stands for thankful, experience, and accomplishment. And so every time when I get ready to end my podcast, I like to share my tea. So let's start with the T, thankful. So I've been talking about it since I've been on here. I'm thankful for my children and being a mom. You know, as I got older and I started encountering people that were not able to have children, I realized how much of a blessing it was. I used to get teased a lot when I was younger It was like, girl, you had, to be honest, my grandmother, every time my grandmother would hold one of my children, from the first one she'd be holding, she'd be like, oh, look at my baby. And she was like, girl, whatever you do, don't have no more kids. What she didn't know is that at that time I was pregnant then again. Okay? I know. Trust me. I'm a godmother for a reason. Okay? But when I realized that it was women that were not able to have children and give birth, it was like, wow. And then even though I was teased because they say you was too young to be having all them children, I realized that I finished a lot faster than other people. You know, like my children was grown and graduating, people still changing pampers and this. And I'm like, dang, y'all still doing that? You know, I'm ready to go kicking. They're like, girl, I ain't got no babies. Huh? You still ain't got no baby? I ain't got no baby. It is what it is. So I'm thankful because I have my children. I enjoy I learned so much from my children. It was the motherhood. And I know that that's something that everybody isn't guaranteed or gets. So I'm thankful for my children. Now, when I think about the experiences, when I think about the experiences, I think of what I've learned through motherhood. Okay, what it has taught me. I've learned patience. I've learned stability. I've learned persistence, determination. I've learned accountability. I've learned acknowledgement. I've learned respect. I've learned purpose, meaning, mindful, um, financial literacy, um, family orientation, as well as generational curses, wealth, and the experiences that they have brought me once again has aided to how the godmother has been created. The strength that I have acquired over all these challenges and obstacles that I experienced, man, I didn't have this 30 years ago. I didn't. I didn't have it. Even though I was a mother, I didn't have the strength that I had. And I went from not knowing anything to just really tapping into, let me make sure that I give them what it is that they need. I struggled much with what they wanted, but when I put it on a scale, I realized that what they needed was more important. And so it took them a while to get to older adults to understand, like, man, that was the route that you should have taken anyway. So, Mama, we love you for doing it, and they told me that. And so, the experiences that I had as a that I have as a mother is definitely a tribute to my strength, and I'm thankful for it. Now, when it comes to accomplishment, I want to talk about my self love, and it took me a while, a long, long time to get there. And I know many people battle with that. And trust me, take advantage of getting copies of my books because those can be tools and sources that you can be able to use to build your own self love. It took my oldest son. He said, Mama, do you love yourself? And it was the question that had not been asked me. It was always that I love somebody else, but that I love myself. And I began to do that work to say, do you? And when I realized that I had not been, I started a relationship with myself and fell in love with myself. Now, what y'all know about that? Do y'all know what that looks like? Falling in love with yourself? That's what I accomplished. The confidence, the positive energy, the good vibes, the inspiring energy, okay? The self respect, the nourishment that I feed myself. I wasn't taught that. I didn't see that enough, especially from the people I was around. Now you understand what your mom and your grandma was saying, but when you're around your friends and that's not and your family that you're around all the time, that's not necessarily getting talked about. You're like, well, what the hell is that? And guess what? I started doing a little research on it. Remember my grace, daily grace, and I fell in love with me, and we got married, and we are happy together because I love me. You ain't gotta like me because I love myself. You ain't gotta like me because I love myself. That's my tea. I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. Let me take this time once again. Happy Mother's Day, ladies. To my mama, man, I'll always love my mama. She's my favorite girl. You only get one, you only get one. I'll always love my mama. She brought me in this world. Man, to my daughters, keep it up, baby. Keep it up. Keep it up. Man, keep it up. Love y'all. Love y'all for bringing my G, my baby. To all you mothers, man, make sure you do something for you. Make sure you take the time out to give recognition to yourself. You tend to everybody else. And don't worry about who chooses not to tend to you. Make sure you do something to tend to yourself today. Okay? Look, sending y'all none but good vibes and much love. Once again, if you have not already, please like, subscribe, and share. And to all my mamas, party on, girl. I will catch you all on the next one, okay?